Hello everybody, welcome to Average Joe Watch Reviews, where we do more than just reviews. Today we're taking a look at the ISL-50 from Long Island Watches. It's Mark's version of the Seiko SKX on the Jubilee bracelet. It is the Pepsi version. So if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and also click a like. That is the most charitable way to help support the channel. So with no further ado, let's dive into the review.
Average Joe.
Time. Kind of All right, let's get into the ISL-50, and I actually have my Patty Turtle here to reference back and forth just to show you guys some of the upgrades that Mark makes to the Islander. So we're going to take a look. First thing is obvious, and that is the fact that we're looking at a bezel that has the hours as opposed to the minutes. Now you can also see that typically it's split color-wise 12 to 4 o'clock, whereas here it's actually 9 to 3 and it's cut in half that way. So there's definitely a difference there. Also, you notice that there's a crystal that actually covers this bezel, very reminiscent to the SNZ that I own right here. Now, it's actually gotten me curious to see, because I know Mark uses sapphire on the dial, so we're going to just test that out right here, and we definitely have sapphire there. But I'm wondering, what does he use here on the bezel? And check that out, guys. He actually uses sapphire crystal. First time I've actually seen that. Typically, that's where watch companies cost cut, and we all know Seiko doesn't use sapphire anywhere on their watches. This is their Hardalex, and you can even see it here. This is a Hardalex as well. So Mark definitely upgraded and used sapphire there as well. Very nice touch. We have really good lume here, by the way, with this Islander. And what I'll actually do is I'll do a side by side, and I'll show you guys a lume shot of the two. Now, you can see that the bezel has the same type of knurling as my Patty. Now, remember, this is actually the SKX Homage, so we do have the Jubilee bracelet, so there's going to definitely be a difference in styling, but it's kind of like the same basic, like even the handset, very similar handset that they use here, guys. So you even got the lollipop there, and this is actually water resistant to 200 meters, just like my Patty certified diver here. So very, very impressive. We have a solid case back, which actually does help with water resistance, and you do see some stuff here. Not really much to write home about. So we do have a sign crown with the coin bezel. Very prominent crown guards here. It actually covers the entire crown, and you can see here the Patty does not have that. I mean, there's a little bit of recessing there, but Mark definitely protects that crown fully. Jubilee bracelet, very nicely done, because Mark, it's not jingly jangly like the Seiko. Seiko has the rolled metal, and Seiko also does depressed clasps, and also Seiko does the push pins where Mark has the screw pins. So a lot of upgrades there. You do get 3 micro adjust here, scissor style milled clasp, dual deployment, or at least dual push button with the safety clasps. You can see the 2 male links there that hold the bracelet. That gives it that jingly, jangly at least feel, but not the sound that the Seiko makes, which is very tinny. So definite upgrade there. We'll take a look at it on the wrist here before we give you guys some measurements. So there it is, fits like a glove, looks nice on the 7-inch wrist. We're looking at a 43 millimeter case diameter. We actually have drilled lugs with this, by the way. I wanted to point that out. Nice touch. Patty does as well. I like that. It definitely makes sizing bracelets a lot easier. We do have a 14 millimeter thickness in the case, and we do have a 46 millimeter lug to lug. And I believe we're looking at, and I don't have that measurement on me, so it's going to be a 22 millimeter lug width. Flat sapphire crystal AR coating. Okay, and there you go, guys. We're going to flip the camera around and give you guys some final thoughts. All right, so just some final thoughts on the ISL-50. The fact that Mark uses sapphire crystal not only on the dial, but the bezel as well, that's really unheard of, especially with companies. That's usually where they have the cost cutting, because they typically put an acrylic crystal or a mineral crystal or some other proprietary non-sapphire crystal over the bezel. So, and the fact that he uses a crystal over the bezel really helps in regards to scratching and paint fade and stuff like that. So I like the fact that, you know, this actually protects the bezel, and it'll make your bezel look nice for pretty much a lifetime, especially being sapphire. He uses C3 Luminova, SuperLuminova, which is always a great touch. This thing glows very, very nicely, and it will last you through the night, no problem. Solid, robust movement in this watch with this NH36. I really have nothing negative to say. I mean, I think the only problem people may have is just if you don't like Jubilee bracelets, but that's easily switched. And I have to admit, like, Mark does solid links though, and he does the screw pins, and he has the mill clasp, and that's an advantage over Seiko's rolled clasps, or the rolled links. Usually they're not solid, and they usually have a press clasp, and it's usually jingly jangly. So this one's not that. So I really have nothing negative to say about this particular watch. Very well done. The only slight knock I give is just the fact that it has the 1-year warranty when I'm so used to the industry standard of 2 years. But, you know, that may not bug you guys. It doesn't really bug me because of the fact that typically if you get a watch, you're going to experience problems pretty immediate. So, you know, within that year span, you should definitely have the bugs worked out if there's going to be any at all. So not a problem for me, but just want to make you guys aware. So that's my 2 cents. You can keep the change, and always remember that there's always time to be kind to one another. Please take care of each other, and I'll see you guys next time on Average Joe Watch Reviews. God bless, my friends.